From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update. Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, December 14th. A beautiful start to the day. It's going to be lovely. Clouds will slowly creep in throughout the day, making the possibility for some showers late tonight into early tomorrow morning. But for today, the highs are going to be in the mid-50s. A shooting victim shows up wounded at a gas station on the northwest side of Indianapolis. It happened about 3:15 this morning. Our mobile news tracker went there to the scene. Kevin Roderman told us that it was on Lafayette Road just off I-65. Police say someone dropped off the victim, flagged down a sheriff's deputy for help, then drove off. Officers tell us the victim had been shot in the leg and is now in the hospital. And police are working to see if a scene 3 miles away is the site of the shooting. It's at 38th and Kessler, right next to I-65. Our crew spotted about a dozen evidence markers laid out there. Officers shut down Kessler during the investigation, but it is back open now. And a 10-year-old was shot overnight. The child is stable as of this morning, but IMPD has not given any details on who may have fired the shots or why. The shooting happened at the Amber Woods Apartments on Midhofer Road. It's just south of 38th Street. This isn't the first child that's been shot in the city. Kids have been getting caught up in the violence. It's a trend we've been tracking this year. Over the summer, we reported that 7 children had been shot in the city in 15 days. We did some research overnight, found stats nationally. According to the Brady campaign, on average, every day, 22 children are shot in the U.S. It's a total of almost 8,000 children a year. A number of community members are outspoken about stopping the violence. Reverend Charles Harrison of the NB 10-Point Coalition tells us that we need to address the root causes. While police here in Indy say it's frustrating that more and more children are being caught in the middle of the city's growing violence.
We are confident that there is no other people that remain in this structure.
That was Indiana Task Force 1 team leader right there. Emergency crews say they have cleared the candle factory in Mayfield, Kentucky. It's a workplace at the center of the devastation amid the tornado outbreak. Members of Indiana Task Force 1 have been working there at the scene for days, combing through the rubble. The chief of the search and rescue group, that was Tom Neal. He tells News 8 that this is a dangerous rescue effort. Neal described the slow and tedious process.
We've responded over the years, the course of the history of the task force, to a lot of various disasters. And by far, this is probably one of the worst ones we've come on. If anyone is still alive, and we certainly would hope that we could recover someone that's in a void space that were protected from the damage, that we recover them as quickly as possible because of hypothermia and other medical reasons.
100 people were believed to be inside the factory on Friday night. Authorities have confirmed 8 deaths there so far. And more than 100 people in Kentucky are still missing. As of this morning, the death toll stands at 74. During a press conference yesterday, the state's governor became choked up when talking about the lives lost.
Of the ones that we know, the age range is 5 months to 86 years, and 6 are younger than 18.
President Biden is scheduled to view the destruction in Kentucky firsthand tomorrow. And Southport police are collecting items to be sent to Western Kentucky. The department posted on Facebook asking for donations for people affected by the tornadoes. Donations will be collected at the Southport Police Department until noon on Saturday. Items will then be placed in a trailer and transported to Kentucky. Southport PD is asking for things like flashlights, coats, shoes, toiletries, and water. The NFL is requiring coaches and team staff to get a COVID-19 booster. The deadline for it to happen is December 27th. The NFL is proactively working to avoid a COVID-19 outbreak that could lead a team to forfeit a game. The league's requirement extends to all Tier 1 and Tier 2 individuals who've previously received the vaccine, though players are in the Tier 1 designation along with coaches and trainers. The mandate doesn't apply to players because discussions with the NFL Players Association are ongoing. The most recent publicly released testing data from the NFL shows 29 positive tests from players between November 14th and 27th. The NBA is postponing 2 upcoming Chicago Bulls games. This is the first time this season that NBA games have been postponed because of COVID-19 concerns. As of this morning, no makeup dates have been announced. And now to the National Hockey League. It's seen 3 teams affected by COVID-19 this season, with the latest being the Calgary Flames. NHL officials say there is concern about the virus's continued spread throughout the team by warning of the likelihood of additional positive cases in the coming days. The Ottawa Senators shut down their training facility and postponed 3 games in November. The New York Islanders postponed 2 games last month as well. Today, the country hits a vaccination milestone. 1 year ago today, an intensive care nurse in New York was the first American to get the shot. As of this morning, the CDC reports nearly 240 million people have gotten at least one shot. More than 202 million people are fully vaccinated, and more than 54 million have had a booster. Hospital leaders are pleading for more people to get shots. Chief executives from 9 healthcare systems took out a full-page ad in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. It starts, "We're heartbroken, we're overwhelmed." It goes on to describe overworked doctors and nurses and facilities that may not be able to care for other patients because of COVID cases. The World Health Organization confirms the Omicron variant is spreading more quickly than the Delta variant. The agency says most cases have been mild. The United Kingdom is reporting its first death from the variant. 2 Indianapolis schools will host vaccine clinics for students and their families this week. IPS and the health department say COVID, flu, and required school shots will all be available. The first clinic is tomorrow in the gym at Arsenal Tech. The school is on East Michigan Street. The clinic runs from 2:45 to 7. And then Thursday, Shortridge High School will offer the shots from 4:15 to 7. The school is on Meridian. Organizers say they'll schedule another date in January for second doses. And today, the House is scheduled to vote on whether to hold a former top White House official in contempt of Congress as we get a first look at texts sent on January 6th. The committee investigating the Capitol insurrection recommends former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows be charged. New texts from January 6th are also being released. According to the committee, Meadows received messages from lawmakers, Fox News anchors, and former President Donald Trump's oldest son, all telling Meadows to get the president to stop the violence at the Capitol. The committee says these texts serve as evidence of Trump's refusal to step in.
Not be satisfied with incomplete answers or half-truths, and we cannot surrender to President Trump's efforts to hide what happened.
The House is scheduled to reconvene on the issue at 9 this morning. Charges will be filed against a Greenwood high school teacher arrested for child seduction. That's according to the Greenwood Police Department, who arrested 40-year-old Matthew Hawkersmith yesterday. Police say more charges are possible. Hawkersmith is a science teacher and cross-country coach at Greenwood High School. Greenwood School Corporation sent an email to parents following Hawkersmith's arrest. It reads in part, "This afternoon, December 13th, a Greenwood High School teacher has been put on immediate administrative leave pending an investigation by the Greenwood Police Department. GCSC is fully cooperating in the investigation." And News 8 is looking into the child porn arrest that may be connected to the murders of 2 girls in Delphi. State police have now released a statement regarding the timing of the case and why it took more than 3 years to make an arrest. News 8 was the first to uncover the case against Keegan Klein. Investigators say he admitted starting a fake social media profile under the name Anthony Schatz and admitted using the account to solicit sexual photos and videos of young girls. The new statement from Indiana State Police says, "The information we have, and continue to receive concerning Klein has ebbed and flowed over these last few years. We understand there was a period of time that passed between 2017 and 2020 when Klein was not arrested and incarcerated for possession of child pornography." It continues. Once the Indiana State Police presented the criminal case to the Miami County prosecutor in June of 2020, immediate action was taken by the Indiana State Police and the Miami County prosecutor's office, which ultimately resulted in Klein's arrest. The statement concludes, "Like so many other pieces of this investigation, we will always review, learn from, and make any necessary adjustments. We do not believe that any person has done anything intentionally wrong, but we will continue to critically evaluate our efforts." Again, we at News 8 do want to stress Klein has not been charged in the Delphi murders. In fact, no one has been arrested in the case. State police have declined to publicly identify any possible person of interest in the murders. USA Gymnastics reaches a deal with the survivors of the sexual abuse from former team doctor Larry Nassar. A federal bankruptcy judge approved the $380 million settlement yesterday. The settlement also includes a provision calling for one of the survivors to sit on the USA Gymnastics Board of Directors. USAG released a statement saying it's deeply sorry for survivors' trauma and pain as a result of its actions. It says it's committed to working with survivors to prioritize the safety, health, and wellness of athletes. Rachel Denhollander, the first victim to go public, describes the settlement as a chapter that's finally closed. She took to social media after the decision, saying, "Now the hard work of reform and rebuilding can begin. Whether or not justice comes and change is made depends on what happens next." A tech warning from the top. Hundreds of millions of devices around the world could be vulnerable to a breach. America's director of U.S. cybersecurity describes a software vulnerability as one of the most serious flaws she has ever seen. It's in a Java-based information logger called Log4j. Some of the world's biggest tech firms use it. Experts warn hackers linked to the Chinese government are trying to use it to break into computer networks. An explosion in Haiti kills at least 40 people. It happened in Cap Haitian. It's a city along the north coast of the country. First word from authorities is that a gas truck blew up. We have been working throughout the morning to learn more, but at last check, that is the latest information. It's breaking news coming out of Haiti, including we're working to find out just how many people may have been hurt, so you can find all of the latest on wishtv.com. Elon Musk is Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Musk became the world's richest person this year. His companies, Tesla and SpaceX, dominated news headlines. The Time article outlines Musk's business success, polarizing social media posts, and lasting impact on technology and travel. Time Magazine has named a Person of the Year since 1927. Usually it also releases a list of other contenders, but hasn't done that at this time. And Musk isn't the only one getting some recognition. The magazine is also honoring 4 vaccine scientists: Kizzmekia Corbett, Barney Graham, Catalin Carrico, and Drew Weissman are Time's Heroes of the Year for their work on the mRNA vaccine, the Myrna vaccine, versions that would change the course of the pandemic. Time calls them the miracle workers. The article describes their decades of work developing mRNA technology long before the pandemic hit. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.